Let's have your microphone ready when you go live. Hi, guys. All right. Real simple thing here. There it is. If anybody, and I mean anybody, has any grievances, has anything to say to me, about me, by me, whatever the case may be, I am open to hear it. And I mean, it's as simple as that. I'm giving you guys the full hour. I want to be off here at 7 o'clock Eastern to get ready for the Impact pay per view. Uh, enjoyed the what do you call it? The WWE show as best I could this morning. A little groggy from the new medication regime, but is what it is. So I have no problem with letting you guys say what you need to say and do what you need to do. I'm perfectly willing to sit here in silence for an hour if I have to. It doesn't matter to me. Let me just say this: people think I don't, have I shouldn't have to explain myself or justify anything I say or do. And to a certain extent, you guys are right. I don't have to explain anything I do on my channel, on my time, on my platform. But I also feel like in talking about this open transparency that I've had, or at least I'm trying to have, let me be crystal clear, that a lot of you out there seem to still have your doubts, which I understand. A lot of you are not openly saying what you mean and meaning what you say when it comes to addressing me. You prefer to hide in the shadows and vague book or vague tweet or whatever the cool kids are calling it these days. And I don't have a desire to be a part of that. So I've decided that as much as I what do you call it? As much as I wish that people would just be open, Hi, Dwayne. By the way, anybody that is in the Facebook group, which I do appreciate you guys being a part of that group, when you comment and don't follow the directions, your name shows up like this. So there should be directions somewhere. Let me just see here. Yeah. Usually they put a direction thing on there. If they didn't, for whatever reason, there is a way to do it. I just don't know it off the top of my own head. Let me just say that there. Daniel earlier said he can't wait for you to perform. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. JJ said interesting. It should be interesting. Thank you, JJ. And Miss Caitlin is here. It's always good to see you, Caitlin. I know you and I talked very briefly this morning before the premium live event, Caitlin, and I hope you and the Mister enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it when I got to see it back. I watched it on a slight delay, so I enjoyed the show. Again, there's the link. Please come on in, say what you want to say, do what you need to do. I am down for anything at this point. And okay, Dwayne's gonna switch to YouTube, which is fine. That works for me. I need to meet myself. I want to hear myself talk. It's bad enough when I got to hear it. Oh, Ken, well, here you go. Ken with a $5 super chat during the open forum. Thank you, Ken. Yesterday is my birthday, but you're appearing today as my pro. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Ken. Thanks for being great and the voice of No DQ. I am not the voice of No DQ. I have been a part of No DQ for 20 years this year, but I am not its voice. I am not its face. That is 100% Aaron, and I can't stress that enough. Yes, I was the primary on-camera personality for No DQ for 9 years, almost 10. But Aaron has taken the ball that I deliberately left in my wake of bailing back in 2011 and ran down. And I'm using a sports analogy with Aaron, which is really silly, but he has scored multiple touchdowns in the wake of my departure in the last 9 years. And yes, I've come back. That's definitely been a thing. But Aaron's the man. But I appreciate the $5, Ken, so thank you very, very much. That is a good question. And Ken, again, if you would like to address this, be it here on screen or in the chat room, please. Okay. Well, apparently he's not mad, and Ken is cool. So there you go. Rift is cool. So apparently there is no beef. So hang on one second, guys. I'm trying to. There's a kink in this wire here. So just if you hear me get shot, call 911. Second, here it is. There we go. I got it. Okay, very good. Anyway, apparently Ken went missing on no DQ. I wonder if he inadvertently unsubscribed to the no DQ channel, which is very possible. YouTube is so crazy these days. You never know what button you're gonna hit. It's gonna piss off the algorithm, right? You just don't know. But again, frankly, I was happy that you and Aaron got married. Big ups. Okay, again, there you go. See, bringing people together here on the Jeff Meacham Network, and it's not even on my own thing. There you go. It could be, very well could be. Again, I'm very, very doubtful that the people that are actually having the issues with me, and they know who they are. They know exactly who they are. I don't think I've got any of them blocked anymore on any of these fronts. If I do, please let them know that this is a thing. And a lot of you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to give them public acknowledgement because that's pretty much what they want as far as me saying their name without them being accountable for their own damn selves. Kayla actually has never been on it. Her and I, to my knowledge, have been on one live stream together at the same time. I don't think that her and I have done anything beyond either a prediction show or some sort of panel together. You also have to remember it'll be 5 years, I think, this year. Her and I have been acquainted as friends that that her and I have only actually seen each other in person once, and that was when her and Aaron came out here back in 3 years ago, 2019 now, to go to lunch with us and do our thing. Well, in the chat, she's around a lot, which is nice. And yeah, it's like a way she does pop in here and on Aaron's every once in a while too. So there you go. Ken said, Dwayne says, first of all, I'm watching Chamber. So it was a decent show. It wasn't as good as the last show over there in Saudi, but it was still good. Ken says, I'm surprised you haven't blocked me. LOL. I learned a hard lesson not to mention Dylan. Again, I don't mind Dylan being mentioned. It's just a matter of the context he's mentioned in. I've been told quite boisterously to leave Dylan's name out of my mouth when I'm talking about a lot of things here on the show. Our buddy Zach is here. Cody on YouTube, but it's Zach. Hey, it's good to see you. Headed out to No Surrender in my hometown of New Orleans. Stay blessed. Dude, you be safe going out there to the pay-per-view. I'm going to be watching it here when it comes on. Like I said, I'm going to be off here about 7 Eastern so I can get ready for I assume, the countdown show at 7:30 or pre-show, whatever the hell Impact calls it, the road to No Surrender, whatever the shit. But anyway, it looks like we're not going to get any biters on the call-ins, which is fine. This is one of those things. But again, there's no way to link off of this. You actually have to type it in, do the process. I know that it's easier on computer. I know that the browser you have to use on your phone for it is Safari, which does limit its access. And again, that's something we're still dealing with within the StreamYard community, that you have to follow very, very specific rules to be on camera. You have to use the right browser, the right mobile browser, blah, blah, blah. So just one of those things that they're still working the kinks at. So Ken says, I talked with Dylan. Surprisingly, he hasn't watched sports entertainment in a long time. I think he said, he tends to watch more of the MMA stuff than I do. I'm not a huge MMA fan as a rule. That's not a knock on the sport or on UFC, its primary outlet. I've grown up watching wrestling, so that's what I prefer. I did venture into the Octagon fandom when Brock was there, definitely when Ronda became the sensation she did, and I watched Punk's fights. But I also, and I think I've talked about this before on the channel here, I watched back in the olden days when I was in my graphic arts class in high school back in 1990. Let's see, that would have been either sophomore or junior, so 97, 98, 99 in that area. Our graphic arts teacher would bring in the tapes of UFC 1, UFC 2. I mean tapes, VHS tapes, not even DVDs yet. of Shamrock and Gracie and Severn and Abbott and all those guys. So I did watch UFC in the beginning. I just didn't find it as appealing to me. It's a much more refined sport now. I do appreciate the hell out of it. Amazing, amazing, amazing sport. I just don't watch on the regular. Number one, because you have to be signed up to almost any subscription service to watch any of those damn things. And I know their price breakdowns comparable to Peacock and the like are way off. So I just don't subscribe. Yeah, it looks like Madcap Moss. Hopefully he's okay. I did watch that match. It did not end well. Hopefully he's okay. Wishes out to the Madcap Moss, and again, having that many matches to build toward a pay-per-view is to WrestleMania seems a bit much, but again, it's Mania. Hopefully Madcap's okay. Hopefully the match with Drew and Corbin turns out as well as they wanted to turn out, I guess. Ken says, JMI and Matt, I like MMA, but most of the fighters are obscure to me. I miss the days when you know names like, again, Couture, Gracie, all those guys that I watched back in the early days of MMA UFC. So, yeah, it's he'll definitely be feeling it tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. Poor Matt Camas. Psycho Jetbox says, the backwards had me reminding of the early 2000s new metal fashion. Okay. Oh, I'm only wearing the hat backwards. Full disclosure, the hat I had made for me, first of all, you can see through it on the right shots on the channel because of the green screen. But I'm getting, or hopefully, and then Greg Sherry's working on this vigorously as we speak here behind the scenes. We're going to get hats on the Spring Store on Championship Network. No, over here. Maybe there it is. There we go on the Spring Store. So we will have better hats, and I'm not dissing the hats I got because I love the hats I've had. It's just the material's wearing out. So I have a feeling that the champion will not be title. They actually called it title for title during the end of the Chamber pay-per-view. They called it by name, Primo events. Sorry, whatever. Michael Cole said champion title for title. So, and again, there's a lot of debating going around that maybe that shouldn't be a thing. Maybe they shouldn't be champion winner take all, but I think it should be one world champion. Yes, we live in a different environment now where they shouldn't be traveling as much, maybe, but it's just one of those. They need to make a definitive stand, and they need to change something up. And I think having one champion be the champion of both brands, the entire company, if you will, is the better way to go. Psycho Jet Black says, worst walkout, Stone Cold in 2002 or me in 2011? Definitely Stone Cold. And I say that only because I was there when he returned. Back in 2003, not when he returned in Montreal, because everybody saw that on pay-per-view. I'm talking about at Staples in Los Angeles when only the Staples Center crowd and later the No Way Out DVD purchasers got to see it. And that was, I stand by it and I mean it, the loudest pop I've heard in the building now known as the Crypto.com Arena outside of a Kings victory. Again, I've been there for a Lakers victory or playoff victory, so I can't speak on that. But for my time as a fan in the building, the reception Steve Austin received when he returned was just awesome. So great to see and hear. Definitely to hear. My comeback no DQ was very low radar, very under the radar, very low key. Excuse me. Just happened to show up on the SummerSlam. I think it was 2013 SummerSlam recap over at Hooters after the heel turn of Hunter and the establishment of the Authority. So I just went, here he is. Here's Jeff. Not a big deal. Really wasn't. CM Punk of no DQ. I don't know about that, Ken, but Brandon says thinking Cody is going for a mid-card title at Mania and will win it. Could be. Ken says, I have a question since I watched a lot of Talk Wrestling, whatever that great show is about. I Talk Wrestling will be the channel's pretty much I keep saying it's on a hiatus. It is for the most part. I felt the need to come on here today and actually address. But WrestleMania week we'll be back in full gear. JJ talked me into it on an episode of Dad's here recently, or maybe it was a live show we did. Everything kind of blurs together. But the Thursday before Mania, so that would be the 31st, we are doing a full prediction show for WrestleMania, be it night 1, night 2, night 50, whatever the hell it's going to end up being. And then we will have our, I think they should still be in here. If they're not, I apologize. So just let me check and see what's in here. You're probably going to get the colors changed here on the thing here. Yep. Okay. That's what I thought. That's okay. So that we, after we do our prediction show that Thursday, the Friday will be this. And I need to get rid of the banner for a minute. I'm sorry, guys. That'll be coming up Friday, followed by April 1st, followed by the Super Card of Honor watch along reactions, and then both nights of Mania. Again, that's coming up on the first weekend in April. So April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. A lot of good stuff coming up. Let's see. Brandon says Cody versus Styles would be a fun match, but I want Cody versus Sami Zayn so we get the white strip. There you go. I'm okay with that. All right. Well, it looks like nobody's going to bite on this line to call it, which is, again, I expected it not to be a thing. I expected it to be off earlier than I intended, so it's fine. I will say this though, as far as addressing the. Thank you. That's what we did. Yeah, the decision to do the prediction show was on Staff by Sports. Thank you, JJ, for the reminder. I appreciate it. Thank you. So let me just say this before I wrap up, because I know it says 6 to 7, but nobody's biting the line to call in and air a grievance. And if JJ calls in to talk, that's great. If people call, I appreciate that. That's not necessarily the audience I'm quote unquote targeting. I want people to come on here and actually feel free to bitch at me, moan at me, groan at me. I mean, not the ones I work on the I talk to. I'm talking about the people that are always, on social media, bitching behind a computer screen. Come on in, please. But they're not going to, so it's okay. I thank all of you that are watching now. That support, that super chat, that subscribe, that expressed concern when I was having my tough time. Still am, honestly. Let's not kid anybody. I appreciate you guys that actually reached out via text, via email, via message, via attempts to call and message call and video chat. I appreciate all you guys that keep it real with me, and I have promised, and I intend to keep that promise this year and beyond, to keep it real with you guys. So thank you all for all that you guys are to me and what you guys mean to me, guys and gals. But I really appreciate it very, very much. To give you guys an update on the exercise and food routine front, because I know that's important to me, at least. The exercises they're hard. These DDPY workouts, even in the chair with the modifications, they're still so very hard. But they're coming along. Every day it gets a little more flexibility, a little bit more kinks out of the knees, out of the shoulders, out of the back. So it's just a matter of patience. It's a matter of repetition. It's a matter of just sticking with it. And that's been the hardest thing for me. And I know you guys can all agree, is my consistency on everything. So Ken, feel free to answer the question before I sign off here, because once I'm gone, I'm gone. And then Edward says, major respect, Jeff. Appreciate what you do. Been following you since the XMV days. Keep up the great work. Always. Well, thank you. And that goes back. If you go since the beginning of XMV, that's 18 years with us. So thank you. We appreciate that very, very much. And Blake says, I hope I'm well. I'm doing better. I won't say I'm well. I'm doing better than I was yesterday, which is always a good thing, right? Psycho says, since we're Roman 2 belts plus WrestleMania, in theory again, and I don't see them unifying the titles, which babyface WWE will build up to take one of the titles from Roman. Again, this isn't really the form for that, Psycho. I honestly don't know right now. We'll see how the Mania card shakes out, and I'll go from there. Are you still not a fan of Michael Cole? Like David Crockett, I don't think he's that bad. He's decent. I kind of absolved Michael Cole of his bullshit. a few weeks ago on the channel. I think it was on this channel. I said, it kind of is what it is with Michael. He had to step in a really difficult situation. He really had to step in when Jim Ross was, on being phased out, and he had to take over the entire running of the announcers. So I gave him too much shit. That was wrong of me, and I feel he's a better announcer than a lot of these dipshits they picked up here recently. So there you go. That's how I feel about that particular question. So thank you again for the question. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's earlier than I said I was going to sign out, but you know what? As far as these pictures go with Cody and Carmella, Corey and Carmella, I'll go ahead and correct you, Caitlin. I don't, try not to be corrective, but yeah. Apparently there's going to be some sort of reality type show, Corey and Carmella, on the WWE YouTube channels. So that'll be interesting to see how they present that, because how real is it going to be being on a WWE produced YouTube, right? So we'll see. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. Let's see. Next time you're going to see me on screen, as of now anyway, is going to be the episode of Dads that goes up on March 4th, which there that is. That'll be the top 10 all-time special guest referees. That's coming up soon. I said on Dads, or maybe I said it. No, I said it in the live stream yesterday, so thank you for reminding me, my own self. I'll be at this fair on May 6th, which Lita will be there. Get to meet Lita, which will be awesome. And I get to meet the man who played Captain Kirk, and the fan series starter continues, Vic. Sorry, Vic, I apologize, Vic Magna. I'll have to get his name right before I see him. So that'll be the next time you guys see me on screen doing my thing. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Love you guys, all of you, for tuning in and for being here. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys soon here on the network. Thank you guys. Have a great night.